poppin', I'm a blossom. I don't need a Batman to my Robin. I'm official on a Gotti. You can hear the vroom vroom in my Rari. I'm not sorry, no, I'm not sorry. It's official, I'm a problem. I done made it this.
Hey Royals, welcome back to my channel. As you all see by the title, today's video is episode 3 of TatiUniv. I had to make sure I was holding the 3 on each side because that would have been embarrassing. So I know we originally discussed that I was going to do the how to find a vendor list, which I did film that video, but once I went to go edit it, I had something on my face the entire time and I was kind of over it. That video was kind of complicated to film, so I felt like let me film something that's a little easier but still helpful. I get a lot of comments in my comment section about how do you stay so productive, how do you stay so organized. I want to know how you do it. I figured it would be okay for me to make this cute quick video. Basically tells you all a few success habits, things that you need to do on a day-to-day basis in order to keep yourself together mentally, financially, physically. All of this to me revolves around your self-esteem, aka your self-worth. And I'm going to read something to you. Why is self-esteem important? Self-esteem refers to a person's beliefs about their own worth and value. It also has to do with the feelings people experience that follow from their sense of worthiness or unworthiness. Self-esteem is important because it heavily influences people's life choices and decisions. This list of things is going to be in no particular order whatsoever. I'm just going to let you know a few tips. A success habit is to cut down on your screen time, because you guys know you'll go on Instagram really wanting to check out one person's page and then you'll come across one thing. Your friend end up sending you a meme. You end up on Instagram way longer than you ever expected to be. So one thing that I personally do to help with my screen time is I went into my settings and I went to screen time. And if you're not aware, within your screen time you are able to have a setting to where for your apps you have limited available time for each day. The apps that I use the most are Instagram and YouTube. So I said, you know what, let me go ahead and set an hour-and-a-half limit for each day. So basically once I'm finished with my hour-and-a-half for a day, I get a little alert on my phone that basically says your time is up for Instagram for the day, your time is up for YouTube for the day, and it does give you an option to ignore. And when you choose to ignore, it'll say for 1 minute, for 15 minutes for the rest of the day. And then also it gives you the option to just say okay. When you press okay, it just dulls out your app and you don't click on it for the rest of the day. You can set your time for 2 hours, 3 hours a day, whatever you see fit for your own personal life. The next habit is to keep a planner. Now you guys know I love my planner. I think it's important to keep a planner, a to-do list, but I also like to journal as well so that you can keep up with your life. My memory is not the best, unfortunately, at my young age. My memory is not as well as it should be. So keeping a planner just keeps you alert, makes you stay on top of the things that you have coming up. And if you don't feel like going out and buying a paper planner, there are digital planners that they have available online via app stores, etc. Go ahead and get you a planner or some sort of list in which you can actually reference whenever you're like, oh wait, let me check my planner and see what I'm supposed to be doing at 3 o'clock. Oh, 3 o'clock I said that I will go ahead and fill these bottles. Let me do that. You know what I mean? Planners just keep you on track, help you to stay organized, and then make sure that you do what you set out to do for the day. Another one, phone related, which is to not look at your phone an hour before bed. Makes you like a lot more alert than you want to be when you're actually trying to go to bed. And this is something that I personally used to struggle with. What I'll do is I'll put my phone like on the side of my bed or on the floor, and I'll just allow sounds to play, or I'll allow a video to play just so that I have that sound but I'm not actually looking at the screen. Be very intentional about the things that you want. I kind of talked about this a little bit when I did my New Year's video and I made my board. Be very specific when you're manifesting and when you're praying, because sometimes not too specific about your prayers or your manifestations or your goals, you could get kind of lost, or the things that you manifest can come to you but not in the way that you actually wish for them. So you just want to make sure that you're very, very intentional in the way that you pray, manifest, speak. It's very important to make sure you're very careful about not only what you speak into the world but also what you think. Another thing that I have on the list as a success habit is to read 1 hour per day. You're on your phone less, take that time to read. Replace social media with reading at least for an hour a day, whether you break it up for 15 minutes 4 times a day. You want to teach yourself something new every day. That's not to say you can't teach yourself or find new information on social media or via the internet, but reading books is just like known knowledge. Although multitasking is like the popular thing to do, baby, we multitask, baby, we procrastinate. We don't want to do that. That's not really a success habit. You want to make sure that you're tackling one task at a time, which is how, you know, I came into my new year. I said I'm going to focus my attention on one thing at a time, because when I don't do that, I tend to rush things and I tend to make easy mistakes that I wouldn't have made if I actually set my intentions on one specific thing, instead of focusing on everything at one time, making small mistakes, having to go back and just correct them. Just make sure you're giving your focus to one thing, and then that'll save you time, energy, money, stress, all of it. Along with slow decision making, sometimes I noticed that I was making decisions quite quickly and I would regret them. You want to make sure that you're taking time to say, is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that I really want to put out? Is this a technique that I really want to go with? And take your time to make decisions so that you don't regret it later. You also want to make sure you're saving and investing. That's a huge success habit. I actually just watched a video this morning from Kelly Sweet. I'll actually link it down below. And she was talking about like all of the mistakes that she made financially. She was just basically talking about how she's touched so much money in her life. She would have invested her money properly. If she would have saved properly, she would have been like she's not saying that she's broke, but basically just be smart with your money. It's one thing to be rich, but if you don't know how to handle your money, if you don't know how to save, you don't know how to properly invest, what's the point? Like, you're just gonna blow through your money. I'm gonna be doing some budgeting videos here soon, so let me know if you have any specific requests in regards to that. You want to create a routine and really stick to it. This kind of goes along with the planner as well, but when you have a routine, it just gives you less time to just stray away from the tasks that you actually genuinely need to complete. Another thing that's really important that people don't really tend to align with success habits is your actual health. You want to make sure that you're healthy, you're taking care of yourself physically, mentally, because the second all that goes downhill, so does everything else. Contrary to popular belief, you want to make sure that you are respecting your space, respect your environment. So for me, I live in an apartment. And don't get me wrong, I destroy my apartment when I'm working. I have things laid out all over the table. I have things laid out all over the floor. I have things all over my desk. But I try to make sure that at the end of every day, that I'm cleaning my space. Because if you don't clean your space, as cluttered as your space looks, that's how your mind will feel. Be careful of who you surround yourself with. I know everyone likes to believe, oh, I'm a leader, I don't follow after what people do, I can do this, you know, this is my friend, even though this person, whatever the person's flaw may be, who knows. I'm not saying that as an entrepreneur or as a nurse you have to only surround yourself with nurses, but surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people who are mentally on the same page with you. They want to progress in life. They don't want to stay where they are. They don't want to move backwards. They want to move forward. And you know, someone who can speak life into you when you are having a bad day, when you are a bit low and you can't get out of bed. You don't want someone who's going to be like, oh yeah, it's okay, we're just going to chill. Have somebody who's going to motivate you to get up, to go after your dreams. Someone who is willing to listen to your dreams and you're willing to listen to theirs, because it is a two-way street. Make sure that you have the right people on your team so that they can keep you on track, and vice versa. You also want to make sure that you're speaking kindly to yourself. Speak life into yourself, sis and bro, because I know I have some men that follow me as well. Speak life into yourself, kings and queens. 2021, whether that's repeating affirmations in the morning as you're doing orders, as you're doing your morning routine. If you have to actually get in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I will be successful, I will reach my goals, I will find happiness. Like, seriously, have those moments with yourself where you're looking at yourself or you're speaking to yourself and you only, and affirming everything that it is that you want. You deserve it. If you don't find yourself worthy, if you don't feel like you're worth success, I'm gonna actually film a video, like entire week of me just strictly following a success habit requirement list. We're just gonna see how my week turns out when I actually follow the list day by day. In order to move forward, you have to know that you deserve everything that you put your mind to. So I hope this video was motivational for some people. I'll see you guys for the next TatiUniv University next week, next Tuesday. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Hit the notification bell. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns, especially video suggestions if needed. And emoji of the day is going to be put a plant for growth, because we're going to grow into these success habits. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.